Sparkle time. I also did want to throw God Mode Qingque into the mix because she's the unit I wanted to try with Sparkle first in a mono quantum team. Let's just focus on Sparkle first of all. I did get her up to 80 already, and we are for now sticking with a 4-star cone. We have Planetary Rendezvous. It's a pretty simple card, but in a mono quantum team, everyone gets a 24% damage increase, which I thought was really good. Outside of a mono quantum team, of course, I'd give her a different card, maybe Dance Dance Dance. Depending on how your team and speed tuning is set up, I do think Past and Future could be really good as well. She only advances forward 50% with her skill, but if it's enough to make your damage dealer go after her skill, 32% damage increase is pretty good as well. But yeah, in mono quantum, I think Planetary is going to be great, so that's what we're taking. As you can see, we have a lot of work to do with traces, but I also want to go over them and talk about her kit a little bit for those that aren't familiar. Basic attack is very basic. I don't think this needs to be raised at all pretty much, but while it's super cheap, we'll get it up a couple levels. Starting with skill starts to get really interesting already. She is basically a crit damage sharer, very much like Bronya, but she shares a lot more crit damage than Bronya does and just gives a bigger bonus overall. The only thing worse is that she advances action forward only 50% as opposed to Bronya's 100%. Her talent increases your maximum skill points from 5 to 7, which is very unique. In addition to that, you get a damage boost based on skill point usage. At level 1, it's 3% per stack. Her ultimate not only recovers an insane 4 skill points, but at level 1, it tacks on 6% to this 3%. So essentially, after doing ultimate and you get Cypher, each stack will be worth 9%, so 27 at level 1 here. Her technique makes your team basically invisible to enemies and will recover 3 skill points upon entering battle. Taking a look at her bonus ability, when using basic attack, you'll recover an additional 10 energy. I'm not sure when you would ever use basic over skill, to be honest. Maybe some instances in like Sim Universe where the crit damage buff she's giving isn't that substantial compared to all the other buffs, and you don't necessarily need the action advancement, but we'll get it. I mean, it's the first one, it's very cheap anyway, and if we do sometimes have to use a basic attack, 10 energy is pretty nice. Her second bonus ability did confuse me a little bit at first. It says the crit damage boost effect provided by the skill will be extended until the start of the target's next turn. This basically just allows your DPS, the one you're giving the skill to, for example, do their ultimate attack in between the end of their turn and the start of their next turn, while still having the crit damage. Her final bonus ability really favors mono quantum. You get a 45% attack boost in mono quantum, and if she's the only quantum, you still get a 15% attack boost. So no matter what, I still think it's a decent bonus ability. The sub buffs around here do feature some crit damage because, again, she does in a sense scale with crit damage. So of course, those are going to be really important to get. We're going to get the HP along our way as well. Maybe try and get everything up to 7. We would have exactly enough monster mats for that. And for God mode, of course, I'm going to actually spend some time farming the enemies in this area and we can get more stuff. But for now, I think this is all right for the first showcase. A quick Eidolon overview as well. Yuan actually does sound pretty good. I remember when I first saw it, I was thinking, it's not really worth it. And it's probably still not unless you're planning on going for E2. Cypher potentially becomes 100% uptime in this case. And again, 40% attack is not insignificant. So I do think E1 is pretty good, but E2 sounds fantastic. Basically a 24% constant def ignore as a buff, as opposed to a debuff on an enemy like a def down. E2 is insane. E4 honestly doesn't sound that great. Ultimate recovers an extra skill points from 4 to 5, which doesn't seem like that big of a difference. And you have a default 8 skill points instead of 7. Again, not really a massive difference there. And then as it should be, E6 does sound the best. Not only will it buff the crit damage share, 30% of Sparkle's crit damage. At level 7, it's not even 20%, so it over doubles the amount she's sharing, but the crit damage she's sharing will go to everyone as long as they have Cypher. But with E1, Cypher potentially has 100% uptime. And then the last sentence basically ensures that it's, you know, an AoE crit damage buff. So yeah, E6 absolutely cracked, especially if you run multiple DPSs, which you probably can with Sparkle since she provides a lot of skill points. But yeah, personally, I'm not sure E6 is worth having to go through 3, 4, and 5, honestly. So if I were to whale, I'd probably aim for E2. I'm pretty sure the only relic set that increases your crit damage is the 4-piece Hunter of Glacial Forest. If you went super hard on your Qingque farming and you have some amazing Hunter pieces with tons of crit damage, then yeah, maybe. That's not my case though. Qingque has my best pieces and they're not even that good. So let's start with the most obvious. We do definitely want a crit damage body. There is no doubt about that at all. The subsets on this one are okay. We got a bit of speed there, I guess. I do want her to be relatively quick as well, so we're going speed boots. Sadly, my highest speed boot only has 12.9 crit damage, which is pretty sad. We could raise a piece or two like these, see if it rolls at least twice into crit damage, and then we'll take them. Also has effect res, which again, good for supports in general. Let's just straight shot it and see what happens. Only 1 roll into crit damage, which was very sad. Let's try these. Also has crit damage and effect res. 0 rolls into crit damage. All right. I mean, Not sure what I was expecting. We literally only have 2 other non-raised speed boots with crit damage, so let's see what happens. 1 roll, so again, 12%. We cannot get more than 1 roll. And last one here, I guess. Yep, sure, why not? Still, 1 roll into crit damage. 11 maxed speed boots, and we couldn't get more than 1 roll anywhere into crit damage. That's relics for you. We'll just go with these then. At least has some effect res and some defensive subs, which is fine. We do have a decent hackerspace head to complete the 2-piece set with 22 crit damage. So we're probably just gonna steal that off of Dr. Ratio for now. And then another off piece with 23 crit damage. So we're just gonna take that. So mostly broken. We got a 2-piece speed set. It's whatever. As for Lincoln Ball, I think Land of the Dream is going to be good, especially in a Mono Quantum team. Outside of Mono Quantum, personally, since I farmed Broken Keel quite a lot, I would just go with that. It's a very good general support set, and it does stack with other Broken Keels in your team. But since we are doing Mono Quantum, we are going to stick with Land of the Dreams. Also, 5% more energy regeneration is good. I only have 1 ER rope that does have crit damage on it, so we're going to try our luck and see if we get a couple rolls there. Let's just straight shot it again. No rolls, big surprise. Man, come on though. I probably would just give her like an HP because I'm not planning on trying to make her deal damage or anything. This one does have crit damage and effect res, so we'll see. Oh, finally some good luck. We got 3 rolls into crit damage. Okay, and 1 into effect res. That couldn't have gone much better, honestly. We are currently sitting at 141 speed and 218 crit damage. This is on the lower end of what she should be speed-wise, but what can you do? I still think 141 is acceptable. 218 crit damage is all right as well, I think. When we eventually give her her signature, this will get better as there's crit damage here, but yeah. Also, we are still missing 10.7% from traces. So once she's finished, she'll be honestly closer to 300. I actually want to see if we can get her skill up to level 8. Hold on. I don't really like doing this because it feels like a waste, but yeah, so at level 8, we're getting 21% of her crit damage plus 40%. That is actually crazy. 21% of 218 rounds up to 46%. So her skill is giving my DPS 86% crit damage. Should easily go past 100% crit damage with her signature, especially because her signature also just gives everyone 28% crit damage as well. So yeah, I'd say we're done with Sparkle. I've built her as best as I can for now. Let's finish up Qingque. Hopefully this won't take quite as long. We did farm for these already, so we can get her last star there as well. I'm not sure about books though. In fact, no. 79, you know what, we'll just leave her there. I think I already have her in the best card I have, S5. Today is another peaceful day. She needs a lot of energy and she can almost max this out, so she's getting a huge damage buff there. Aw, I just wasted some of these. Whoops. I do want to get her final bonus ability at the very least. We're just going to use some Tears of Dreams here to get this, but also I feel like because she's a 4-star, we should be able to get these up to at least 10. Oh, we don't even have any of the middle grade of these? Jesus. Guess I need to not just avoid all the enemies I come across, maybe? That would help. I have a lot of the smallest grade from, you know, the daily assignments and stuff, so we're going to get some of those. Ouch, 800 was probably overkill. I do want to max out her basic though, so there we go, level 7. And I'm pretty sure like all of her stuff is important, so we're probably gonna try and get everything up to 10. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave her like this. A pretty good buff here. I mean, we maxed her basic, we got these to 10, this to 9, so we went with 4-piece Musketeer, which I think is a good set. Perhaps the Quantum one is better, but I just had so much better Musketeer pieces, so like her stats are actually okay. Now that we have her final bonus ability, she will buff her own speed pretty much constantly, so it should be fine. But okay, that was actually way more prep than I was expecting. Now we can actually start fighting. Usually for raising modes, I wouldn't go straight to Forgotten Hall or Pure Fiction, but since we're kind of technically doing God mode Qingque as well, I think we will at least start, maybe go to at least stage 11. So the cool thing about Mono Quantum is that this stuff does not matter at all here, as long as you have Silver Wolf. Down here, we're just gonna go for my ice team. There's ice weakness. I usually debate between Lacha and Tuahua, but we're just gonna go Lacha. He just feels safer to me. Also, imaginary weakness. Oh, but this is a little important. Our damage will be slightly inflated. Basic attack and skill deals 50% more damage. We are taking basic / skill DPSs in both sides. And then based on the amount of skill points we use, an additional attack will happen at the end. But let's go ahead. Sure, we'll start with 3 extra skill points with Misdirect there. And we're not supposed to use Qingque's technique basically ever though, so we're just gonna use Silver Wolves there. All right, so we're just going to implant Quantum. Obviously, we'll always be Quantum in a Mono Quantum, which is cool. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and support my Qingque. She would come up next anyway, so I mean, the action advancement was kind of useless there, but what can you do? We're just gonna keep enhancing now until we get all of them. Attack should be stronger. I mean, yeah, we got like a 130k there, even without other buffs like Silver Wolf's Death Down or Sparkle's Ultimate, etc. So pretty dang good to start start with here. We are gonna go and use Sparkle's ultimate now because we need those skill points. 4 skill points. I can't get over that. That's amazing. We're gonna just go ahead and enhance some more. We only got 2 that time, so it probably won't be as strong, but still a nice respectable 101. Oh, okay. That dude just straight up died. All right, this actually, oh, we only got 1 that time, which was a little unfortunate. This shouldn't be that strong, probably, yeah. I think this guy will probably die from cycle change, most likely. We are getting a lot of those stacks from Qingque. I actually should check my Pella. She's probably messed up. Whatever, it's only stage 7. This should still be fine. This is probably going to be a pretty impressive attack here. Yes, 258. Oh no, my Pella. I shouldn't have underestimated. Anyway, we're back. Pella was missing a relic and a decent light cone, so yeah. Okay, that was dumb. Why am I struggling on this one? That was just bad luck though. I mean, DPS wise, this team absolutely obliterates the mono quantum, to be honest, but apparently they're a lot squishier. All right, that did it. Definitely like one of the harder floor 7s I've ever done, honestly. Yeah, like with these, I wouldn't really have any excellent teams just for fire. Like Topaz and Numby would work, but so yeah, that's one of the real strengths of mono quantum. Very versatile, and we still have ice weakness up here, so we're just gonna swap the teams. My ice team might be on the easier side now. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like they are going to comfortably 1 cycle this. That was pretty impressive. We'll see how this guy goes though. Oh, wait, what? That was weird. I thought there was a maximum of 4. We just did 6 in a row. I thought we eventually got it at one point, but oh, what the hell happened there? Oh my God, I did not know that. That was like, I've played with her a decent amount already. That was the first time that's happened. I think that's worth a restart. Jesus Christ. What? I guess I didn't play with her enough. What the hell was that? Let's try that again. 1. Okay, we got it in 2 this time, but that was so strange. Unfortunately, it was only 2 again, but we have like all the buffs now. Still 152. And then a follow-up for 110. So that was actually pretty good, even when we could only use 2 skill points. This guy already has quantum weakness, so we're just going to implant it on this one. And we'll probably focus down him first, because yeah, he like summons a bunch of dudes, which is super annoying. 1, 2, yeah, again 2. I think we are supposed to do ultimate first. For a nice 171. This dude is tanky though, Jesus. Now we only have 2 skill points, but we got it in 1 anyway, so whatever. Nice follow-up for 86. And because we're using so many skill points, the cycle change thing is pretty strong usually. Here we go. Hopefully we get like 4 this time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just 3. Still should be okay. 131 and it's over. And while not as like DPS-y as my ice team, apparently, still 2 cycle is very good. It is worth keeping in mind we are using a 4-star DPS in this team, though again, probably the best 4-star DPS. All right, this is a peculiar one. I guess we're gonna try keeping them in the quantum recommended side. Silverwolf's not gonna have much to do, I guess, except def down. Over here, I'm gonna go with my Don Ill team with Huahua, I guess, because of the wind. Why am I so dumb? Why do I have 2 healers in this team? Oh God, Moga. Okay, yeah, we'll just take Bronya as usual, I suppose. Ah, here we go. This should actually be pretty insane. Not really his ultimate, because his ultimate, I mean, it's still 140, but his basic attack here should be absolutely wild. Let's oh yeah, 325. Okay, Jesus. Again, a little inflated, but damn, not bad, Don. Another 318. Jesus Christ, he's going wild. It should also be decent, I believe. A little more than decent. Jesus Christ, did they 0 cycle? They 0 cycled. Let's go. Okay. Back to Sparkle and Qingque showcase though. I'm totally sure that was the easier side though. Why does Qingque already have all 4? Did I accidentally do her technique? I think I did. I just do everyone's without really thinking about it usually. 4? Okay, we got a 4. No Sparkle ultimates, so it won't be as good, but still 187? Jeez. I hope we get her ultimate now. Oh no. Okay, that was sad. I was really hoping for that to happen. Usually she would have her ultimate on this turn, but strange. She just started with all 4 this time? That was weird. Okay, whatever. I mean, I guess she is called the Gotcha Don Ill for a reason. Why does she just permanently have 4 all the time now? That's so weird. What's going on? Oh yeah, I think that was more bad luck. When we used her ultimate last time, the enemies died and sort of the cycle reset then. Oh no. Okay, thank God. On our last skill point, I'm gonna actually hit this dude because I actually wanna disable or break. Still some solid damage, like 200k combined there with the follow-up. Okay, we didn't get her ultimate again. That's so weird. And now we're gonna have a fail there. Whatever. There's like weird stuff happening. Yeah, we just keep getting the 4 immediately. Like we are so set up to do something good and then she just gets it immediately. Let's try again. We have 6 skill points. 1. Yeah, 2. It's still not, I mean, that should be enough. Okay, this team unfortunately needed 4 cycles, which is a lot worse than 0. But we had super bad luck the whole time, so maybe Qingque is not the right character for me. I just generally have not great luck. Getting a little harder now. We're just gonna swap the teams. We do have imaginary weakness over here. This time we have to use 5 skill points, 6 skill points, 7 skill points. We had to use all skill points and it didn't really do much more. I think it maxes out at 4 anyway, so that one didn't go super bad. We 3 cycled it. I mean, 3 cycle on stage 10 is fine. We got this gorilla dude here now. Oh my lord. We also have a Kafka here? Jesus. Didn't even see that. Also, my Bronya is a little too fast or my Imbibitor is a little too slow because it's not working how I usually have it working. So I'm not sure what I changed, but something isn't good. Oh no, and now I don't have a skill point. Yeah, I think they actually needed more cycles. 4, yeah, crazy. I am assuming that was definitely the harder side of it. Okay, we're going to do floor 11. But we do have Svarog here, and this dude actually is kind of insane also. Sam, I just fought him in the story mode and actually died once. Although I think the issue was I didn't have a healer and I was using Fushuin, but everyone still took damage when they were using skill points, so it just wasn't the best team for it. Here though, we do have Lotcha, so that should help. My Imbibitor is too slow at 133. Weird. Not sure what I changed on him because he also has like a pretty bad crit ratio. What did I do to my boy? And he was still doing that much damage too. That's crazy. I may have taken some stuff off of him to give to Qingque because I was doing her showcase. There we go. This should be decent, I think. We'll see here. Oh no, it was only 1 stack, unfortunately. Wait, that was the first half? I thought that was the end of it. Oh my God. We already used 3 cycles. Oh geez. Yeah, 6 cycles. Not ideal. I think it's a pretty similar case that I had with like Imbibitor and Bronya, and the speed was kind of wrong. I fixed that. I should probably fix it on that side also. We got through the first wave in 0 cycles, so that really makes a big difference when the speed is like correct here. I just needed to make sure Imbibitor was at least a little faster than Bronya. Oh, he's doing his ultimate. Ow. I definitely made some not great decisions in this battle. We had a turn without Ranmei's E because I didn't plan for skill points accordingly. I think that was the main thing because we still got through it in 2 cycles. But I don't know. That one honestly didn't feel that hard. I was originally going to save floor 12 for God Mode Sparkle, but we can also do like pure fiction or whatever. So I speed tuned a little bit here. The first turn might be a little wonky still, but we'll see if it's any better. Did he take my energy? Okay, I think this dude's kind of messing everything up. I see. Now it's not enough to get her before the cycle resets. That's sad. Here we got 3, so that should be okay. But in order to increase Qingque's speed a little bit, I also had to decrease her crit damage. You know, all stats have to kind of go somewhere. Okay, Jesus Christ. Those were definitely not criticals. Cool. Now even with 4 skill points, we didn't get and now we get the 4 immediately. It's so weird. No, dude. 5 skill points and we couldn't enhance. And we just used a cycle there when that dude should have been dead already if we didn't have horrible luck. And now she just suddenly has all 4 skill points now. I mean, it was still a 5 cycle on floor 12. I'd say it's perfectly acceptable. What's no? I think that was the easier side. I don't know how this guy's gonna go, but hopefully not too bad. Wow, that dude nearly just one-shot us by coming here. Leave my Imbibitor alone. Entering sunset. How about you don't do that? Speed's messed up again. I don't know what's going on. It's always like this. It's annoying. Maybe I should actually look at what this dude's doing. Okay, so whoever we don't want to get literally one shot, oh, it's gonna be Imbibitor, no matter what I do. My poor Imbibitor. If you do basic, skill, or ultimate, he'll gain a stack of sunset. He already has 2 stacks of sunset, so May as well make this one count. 3 stacks of sunset, goodbye Imbibitor. Now I guess we have to destroy this thing to get him out of there. We can do that plus ultimate. I should have waited so we can get at least a stack before Abyss Field, whatever. I think he's freed from it now. Yes, okay. Well, we can break him now and he'll most likely go into his last phase as well. We are already on the 23rd cycle though, so 2 characters who act on their own initiative. What? Locks onto the next 2 characters who use either their basic attack skill or ultimate. So basically this is the 2 character version of what he just did to my Imbibitor, I think. So we basically just choose 2 units to be sacrificed. Do we keep the buffs while they're trapped? If so, I'm just gonna do my 2 support abilities. Then we should be able to get them out relatively quickly. We'll see, I guess. And now I did the 2 abilities. Did I do something wrong? Let's get Abyss Field, I guess. Okay, yep, it did take those 2, okay. Like I said though, we should be able to get them out somewhat easily, I hope. Okay, the cycle change did it for me. Cycle change might kill him. Probably 7 points on this. Yeah, easy. Okay. I mean, it wasn't easy, but the cycle change killed him easily. We had 1 cycle to spare, but yeah. Honestly though, because they give you all the ultimates when he goes into that special mode, you know, you can actually just choose 2 characters that get obliterated. You'd probably need to hold on to the one that can actually do some AoE attacks though. Like, not these 2. In hindsight, I should have saved Lachaw's Burst for when these 2 got trapped, because that's an AoE attack also. We did get a little derailed again, you know, focusing on the Imbibitor team more than we probably should have, but I guess some quick thoughts about Sparkle and Qingque since this is their video. Let's start with Qingque. I think she might be too RNG for me. I think she's fun and the RNG element is neat, but when you use 7 skill points in a row and then you have to do a non-enhanced basic attack, that really hurts. I think she has the potential to be really strong, but my luck in general is pretty bad, so I don't know. I'm not sure about this. Even so, I don't think Seela would have been a very good option, not for Memory of Chaos this time, because she gets a big chunk of her damage from ultimate, which isn't buffed, and Pure Fiction really favors AoE. So for pure mono, I don't know who else I could really take instead of Qingque anyway. But yeah, keeping in mind she's a 4-star, she can do really, really good damage. As for Sparkle, there's actually not that much to say. She is, in a sense, an upgraded version of Bronya. Bronya does have some things better than her. One thing I kind of forgot about is that Bronya removes a debuff when she advances forward one of your allies, where Sparkle doesn't, and that can come in handy. And of course, Bronya's action advancement is 100% as opposed to 50% from Sparkle. But I think with the fact Sparkle gives so much more crit damage than Bronya and provides a ton of skill points, it sort of opens up team possibilities, like double DPS I think could be a thing. I mean, Qingque alone eats up 2 DPS's worth of skill points, you know? I mean, obviously we're gonna be trying Don Il first because he is pretty skill hungry, but even in the Ranmei Bronya team, it's usually okay. Sometimes I gotta do only 1 enhanced basic every now and then. So with Sparkle, you know, we could probably do that all the time. But yeah, I'd say overall the team performed pretty well. I would say the Don Il side was carrying a little bit in some of the battles, but in most of the floors we cleared in 5 cycles or less, which is kind of just my benchmark for a solid team, I guess. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.